So what are you doing right now to continue to, you mentioned that you're still taking classes. What does a Wednesday for you look like? There was no notebook or notepad or notes for me to follow when I first started my career, right? It was just like, hey,
Yeah.
I dropped out of college. I made no money. I was like, I want to be a musician. How do I do this, right? So I myself set out to be like, you know what? I want to document my process. I want to create this, like, handbook for musicians and like document, because I believe that one day, I'll have the success that I want, and I want to document how I got here. And not that, this Joe Schmo is going to be able to be like, okay, if I follow everything that Jacob Restituto did, I will be, it's like not how it works, but like they can get ideas, or they can be like, oh, I would have never thought of that, or oh wow, they see how hard it worked and wasn't just, like whatever. So the reason I'm asking is I would love to hear like what are some things that you're just doing, like, on a day to day, even in the micro, not just, oh, I'm going to vocal lessons, oh, I'm taking master classes, like I am DMing this, or I'm watching this so I could do that, like
Got
just
you. Yeah, I mean, it's like I feel like I'm doing a lot.
sure.
So because I'm doing a lot, it's kind of like you've normalized it. So it's like, God, I'm gonna definitely miss something out that I do. That I'm like, yeah, everyone does
Sure,
that,
that's
right?
a great
Do
point.
you know what I mean? That's
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
kind of it's, and I think I get stuck in that little like kind of world a lot, and I'm like, but don't, aren't you doing this? But oh, let me try and think. It's funny that you mentioned Wednesdays as well. Wednesdays are the days that I don't teach, so I'm like, it's my day off. But no, I to get ideas of like I guess like content and reactions or whatever. Like I said, I'm a writer, so I like writing things down. So I'll take like like an hour or something a day, trying to like just get everything kind of started, write little things, any notes that come into my mind. I also like to like free write in the morning because that helps
Oh,
just
oh,
like write
sure.
like offload whatever thoughts, and that probably seep into that kind of writing section. I like to
Could we ever
film
see
like
you writing? And I want to continue this section. Like, I'm not
mhm.
going to forget this question, but could we ever see you writing your own musical?
Do you know what? I was in the shower the other day and I was like, "Dang," I had a little something in my head. I was like, quick, I need to like record it because I was like, oh, this sounds like a really cool, and it was kind of going towards a more musical kind of thing. I'm a big fan of country, so I've written some like country tunes, but this was like, this sounds very musical theatre, like very distinctive, that sort of style. So I was like, oh, very interesting. And I did
Well,
actually
because you
set
say you
myself
love
a task.
writing, so
Yeah.
I'm curious, and you love musical theater, so I was like, I'm curious if you'd be interested in writing musical
Well,
theater,
that's why I started the writing because I wanted to get better at writing my own things. And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, what do I write about? And it
Mm-hmm.
like, try this. And I was like, okay. And at the very start, it was just lots of blah blah, like trying to. I was like, what am I meant to just write anything
Yeah.
that's coming to your head? And when you're thinking too much, it's like nothing, nothing,
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah,
And then suddenly
sure.
things start,
Yes.
yeah. Then suddenly things start coming. You're like, oh, okay, this is a cool idea. Let's see where it takes us. But yeah, that's something that I kind of do put time in and like try and
Sure.
get a little bit of that done during the day.